Whether it be through interviews, phone calls, or interrogations, there have been criminals that have admitted to committing disturbing crimes on camera. Their confessions are usually creepy and eerie, but give some closure into what crime occurred and why it happened. So that's what we're going to be having a look at today. So here are 7 disturbing confessions caught on tape. Number 1. In 2008, a police dispatcher in St. John's, Arizona, answered a phone call from an 8-year-old boy known as Christian Romero. The phone call quickly took a dark turn when Christian admitted to shooting his father, Vincent Romero, and his father's friend, Timothy Romans, with a rifle. The police followed through with this call and went to Christian's house. They found out that he was telling the truth and Christian was arrested. It was a bizarre case because of Christian's age, and the details of the incident were also bizarre. Christian had shot his father, reloaded the gun, and then called in his father's friend. After his friend entered the room, Christian shot him as well. This kind of deliberate, thought-out crime was almost unheard of for somebody so young. He pleaded guilty, and at age 10 he was charged with an indefinite stay in a treatment unit. At age 15, he was released and moved into a foster home, and at age 18, his probation ended. This bizarre case was actually documented as the call from Christian was recorded and released. It was both chilling and upsetting.
It was a crime too horrible for the tiny community of St. John's, Arizona to comprehend. An 8-year-old boy accused of murdering his father, 29-year-old Vincent Romero, and another man, gunning them down with a .22 caliber rifle. Police said the third grader, with blood on his hands, confessed to the crime.
I shot him twice, and after I shot him the one time, he was still moving, so I think I shot him again.
Now, in a highly unusual move, the Apache County prosecutor released a portion of the boy's interrogation video.
And I saw him on the ground. And I said, Dad?
Neither the boy's parent nor attorney were present at the interrogation. He was never read his rights. Still, St. John's police are convinced the child is the killer.
Number 2. On the 27th of January 2010, a 27-year-old woman known as Jessica Lloyd went missing in Ontario, Canada. In order to find out who was responsible for her disappearance, the Ontario Provincial Police decided to investigate the tire tracks left near her home. They matched the tires of Colonel Russell Williams, who drove on a highway near her house on the same day she went missing. He was arrested and brought into questioning. He initially stated that he was innocent and didn't even know who she was. He was so confident in his initial statement that he waived his right to remain silent and spoke to an interrogator with no lawyer. Sergeant Jim Smith conducted a 10-hour interrogation and told Russell that he could leave at any time. After making him feel comfortable and asking a number of simple questions, Sergeant Smith asked if they could take his shoe print. Williams, probably wanting to seem as innocent as possible, agreed to this. Fortunately for Sergeant Smith and the investigation, the shoe print was an exact match to the ones left at the crime scene. Smith showed this to Russell, who confessed to killing her soon after. Along with this confession, Russell also confessed to 82 breaking and enterings and another murder. He will be imprisoned for the rest of his life with no possibility of early parole. This interrogation was released to the public and went viral on YouTube because of its intriguing nature. It is one of the most popular and discussed interrogations in recent years.
This is a photocopy of the boot that you took off your foot just a little while ago, okay? Now, I'm not an expert in footwear impressions, so I rely on the experts. Footwear impressions are very much like fingerprint comparisons, okay? You take a look at this print, and again, this is one print. This person walked through, there's several different prints to compare, so we're going to get features off of one print to compare, features off another print to compare.
Yep.
These are identical. Okay. Your vehicle drove up the side of Jessica Lloyd's house. Your boots walked to the back of Jessica Lloyd's house on the evening of the 28th and 29th of January. So where is she?
Get a map. In this block here.
Okay. So you're pointing to
a detailed map of that area, and I'll show you where she is.
Okay. Is she close to a road?
Yep.
All right. Is it something where is she buried, or is she somewhere where if you walk there you would fairly easily see her?
It's here.
How long has she been there for?
A little over a week.
Number 3. Daniel Wozniak is a convicted murderer from Southern California who, in 2010, murdered his neighbor and his neighbor's friend after he attempted to steal money off of them. While Daniel was in police custody, he gave a bizarre confession where he not only admitted to the crimes, but stated that he did it because of money and insanity. He then began laughing manically. A lot of people thought that Daniel was simply pretending to be insane so that he could get a lighter sentence or be sent into a psychiatric institution. Neither of these things happened, but the confession still included some important details about the crime. Daniel Wozniak was sentenced to death for his crimes and is currently incarcerated in San Quentin State Prison, California.
You said you wanted to talk to me. What's going on?
I'm crazy and I did it.
You did what?
I killed Julie and I killed Sam.
Okay. Tell me how you killed Sam.
2 shots using my father's gun that I had.
And your motive behind killing Sam was?
Money and insanity.
Money and insanity. Okay.
Number 4. Elizabeth Wettlaufer is a serial killer who worked as a nurse in Ontario, Canada. While she was a nurse for a long-term care home, she would deliberately inject certain patients with the wrong medicine, which would often result in their death. She confessed to killing 8 patients and attempting to kill 6 more while working as a nurse. There is a chance that that number is higher, but it's difficult to tell given the circumstances. Her original confession occurred when she was in police custody and was undergoing interrogation. She detailed her crimes and stated that the devil had taken over her body, and she also admitted to laughing after committing these crimes after this confession. She was given 8 life terms in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years.
His reaction to it?
He fought it.
Did he?
Yeah, but he fought everything.
Did you ever speak to these people when you were rejecting them?
No.
Would you ever say anything to them?
Not unless they asked me what I was doing, then I just say it was a vitamin injection. I felt horrible. I felt angry at myself. I felt like I had failed myself. I felt like God had failed me. I went to the pastor and told him what had happened, and his wife was there too, and they prayed over me. And they said to me, now this is God's grace, but if you ever do this again, we will have to turn you into the police. Part of me had started to believe that it was the devil, and part of me thought it might be God. And then the laughter afterwards, which was really, it was like a cackling from the pit of hell, if that makes sense.
Number 5. In 2012, 17-year-old Jake Evans from Parker County, Texas, called 911 and confessed to the operator that he had just killed his mother and 15-year-old sister. In the call, he detailed what happened and stated that he shot them with a revolver, and also explains that he just decided to do it even though he wasn't even angry at them. The dispatcher did a great job of calming him down and managed to get a lot of important information off of him before the call ended. Evans was later arrested at the house, and after he was initially sent to a mental hospital, he was sent to 45 years in prison for his crimes. The call is now a haunting reminder of a disturbing crime.
911, where's your emergency?
My house.
Okay, what's the emergency?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
You just killed your mother and your sister? How did you do that?
I shot him with a .22 revolver.
Are you sure they're dead?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to stay on the phone with me, okay? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Where is the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter.
Is there any reason that you were so angry at your mother and your sister?
I don't know. I wasn't, it's weird. I wasn't even really angry with them. It just kind of happened. I've been kind of planning on killing for a while now. It's just my family, I don't know, they're just kind of really, I guess this is really selfish to say, but to me, I felt like they were just suffocating me in a way. I don't know. I think, obviously, you know, I'm pretty, I guess, evil, but that's, whatever.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Number 6. In early 2013, 49-year-old Richard Hooton from Indiana was arrested for the murder of his 17-year-old neighbor. Soon after this, He made several surprising statements at a press conference. While people were expecting him to either plead his innocence or remain silent, Hooten decided to calmly confess to everything he had done. He states that he just lost it and that he regrets what he did. In 2014, Richard Hooten was sentenced to 70 years in prison with no chance of parole. This interview is one of the few glimpses we have into his depraved mind.
When did you know? When did you decide that you were going to attack her? Did you plan it?
I didn't really plan it, you know. I didn't really plan it or nothing like that because I went into her apartment and then, you know, she was a pretty girl, you know. But I didn't know she was 17. I thought she was like 19 or 20, you know.
Would that have made any difference?
Not really.
She was crying and telling you not to do this. Why did you continue to do that?
I just lost it in my head. I just lost control.
How do you feel about murdering Tara?
Pretty bad. You know, I wish I could take it back.
Number 7. Robert Pickton was a Canadian serial killer who was initially arrested in 2002 and was charged for the murder of 6 different women. Police suspected that he may have killed more women, but they didn't have enough evidence to convict him for this. While he was in jail, however, an undercover police officer stayed with him in his cell and managed to get him to confess to killing 49 people. In the confession, which was recorded, he bragged about his methods and even stated that he tried to kill an even 50 but got sloppy. He was later charged for 20 more murders, but the charges were withdrawn in 2010 due to lack of sufficient evidence, even though he had already confessed in this video. The things that are said in this video are both eerie and creepy, and give us an idea of how truly messed up Robert Pickton was.
Really?
I was going to do one more, maybe even 50. That's what I was stopping people for. Yeah. I'm going to do one more, make a big battle.
Make 5 cents.
I made one grief. I need these bodies.
They're not just kicking your ass now.
But it pisses me off. Fucking horrible. You know, it pisses me right off. Here's the problem. You're this, they don't have nothing, but nothing otherwise.
Oh, damn.
And that is it for this video. Thanks a million for watching. If you found it interesting or informative, don't forget to hit that like button. I try and make a creepy list like this every week, so if you want to subscribe for that, you can. I'll leave a link down below to all of the sources, the footage used, and the music if you want to check those out. But like I said, that's all for now. As always, until next time.